Welcome back for another video. The Experts is a brand new series on this channel for the 22-23 season. I'm so excited for this one. This one's been in the works since March. Over the summer I've been recruiting hundreds of FPL experts, some of the greatest FPL managers to ever played the game, including a bunch of top content creators. Between them all, they have 4 top 100 finishes, 63 top 1k finishes, 343 top 10k finishes, and 1,215 top 100k finishes. Every week this season we'll reveal the Experts team before the deadline, plus look at their transfer plans, captaincy, chip usage and more. This wisdom of the crowd approach will guide you to better decisions and a better rank. As a last minute decision, I also included a segment at the end for the Experts to include their weekly thoughts, which has perhaps turned out to be the best part. It's going to be extremely useful getting such a broad spread of expert insight. A huge thank you to the experts who applied to get involved. This series wouldn't be possible without them. I will recruit more in the later game week, so don't worry if you missed out. And lastly, thanks to Planet FPL and Premier Fantasy Tools for their involvement. Check them out in the description. So let's start off with the expert team, which consists of the highest owned players within budget. It's a 4-4-2 formation, and if you thought Jesus' ownership at 70% was already high, among the experts he's the second most owned player with 96% ownership. Alexander-Arnold's the only player with 100% ownership across every single expert team. He was the top scoring defender last season, and he led for expected goal involvement, followed by Cancelo and James, who also make the team. There's so much value in the premium defenders this season that at a minimum you should be aiming for 2 or 3 premium defenders. Here's the overall percentages among all players. Interestingly, Diaz has double the ownership of Robertson across the entire player base, but there's a clear different opinion among the experts, as Robertson's actually 10% more owned. Certainly last season, Robertson scored more points per match and he's cheaper. You'll notice bottom right that the expert team has 1 mil in the bank using the most owned players. The Robertson and Bailey combination has 81% ownership. The next highest percent combination is Diaz and Dallo with 54.5% ownership. Both Neto and Bailey have impressed in pre-season in the lead up to Gameweek 1, both of them finishing with 3 goals and 2 assists. At 5.5 mil and 5 mil, they're great value picks with good opening fixtures. Another key point of reference here is the premium striker spot. Across the entire player base, Haaland is 48% owned and Kane 26% owned. Among the experts, it's reversed. Kane is 64% owned and Haaland 37%. So although there's still a lot of interest for Haaland, it's actually Kane who's their favourite. Perhaps a signal of their experience in opting for a more proven asset in Kane rather than gambling on Haaland. Martinelli represents great value for 6 mil and he's a lock for starting in Gameweek 1, with Smith Rowe confirmed to miss the Palace game. He had a good pre-season and it's certainly his spot to lose. As far as the formations are concerned, 4-4-2 is by far the dominant formation, used by 73% of managers, followed by 5-3-2. However, with the likes of Nico Williams and Pereira offering so much value, 4-4-2 does look like the strongest formation. However, a premium back 5 certainly has its merits too. The forward spot is offering the least value once again, so it's only logical that 12.5% are running with 3 forwards. Onto the captaincy, and there's only 3 names among all the experts: Salah, Kane and Son. Not a single manager opted for Haaland. Salah leads Gameweek 1 for predicted points, and 88% of the experts have got the armband on him, followed by 9% on Kane and 2.5% on Son. Marco Silva's comments were alarming if you're a Fulham fan, but eye-catching if you're on Captain Salah. Silva said, "We as a squad, we're not ready. No one competes at this level with 16 senior players in your squad." Fulham lined up with more or less a full-strength 11 against Benfica in pre-season, who beat Fulham comfortably 5-1. So it's hard to look beyond the Egyptian, but Son and Kane face Southampton at home, who haven't won their opening fixture since 2013. Perhaps not a stat to read too much into, but Conte did have a marked improvement on Kane and Son's output after his arrival last season, and both are contenders for the armband too. During the season, we'll also look at the experts' transfer plans, which of course isn't required this week. The other thing we'll also look at is the chip usage, if any are active. There is in fact one manager with an active chip among the entire pool of experts, Fredo FPL. He's got 6 top 10k finishes, including 2 top 1k finishes. He's got his bench boost active, which is a very interesting approach. Last season, several top all-time managers tried the same. Here's his Gameweek 1 bench boost team with permission to share it. I asked for his thinking and he answered as follows. I used it last season in Gameweek 1 and it changed the way I could approach the game. I didn't have to spend valuable free transfers, a wildcard or too many points hits either preparing for it or getting out of it. Using it in Gameweek 1 allows me to build a 15-man squad in a free hit style as opposed to using it in a double game week and having to rely on bench fodder. It allows more freedom to focus transfers and more pressing and potentially better transfers. I'll wildcard in Gameweek 2 to bring City players in and jump on any little bandwagons and dump anyone falling in price. Let me know in the comments what you think of the Gameweek 1 bench boost. It's reasonable logic and there are pros and cons to a single Gameweek bench boost. Last season I bench boosted in a single Gameweek 2, which propelled me from 300th to 2nd and then later to 1st overall. This season's perhaps an exception in that you could bench boost after your first wildcard too, as there's unlimited transfers during the World Cup, which is an opportunity to reset the bench. We'll finish up with some thoughts from the experts as we approach Gameweek 1. FPL Murph said, I want to triple Arsenal, but I think they could lose in Gameweek 1, so it's a big risk. Conte's comments and Perisic were enough to put me off. Arison could be a great sleeper pick, but I'm happy to stay template with Neto to start. FPL Froy said it's a big risk swerving the Chelsea assets. I'm waiting to see if Haaland lives up to the hype. I only have 2 City assets in case I need to make moves early on. Robertson over Diaz for the 3rd Liverpool spot. Tora Fenn said Diaz is overrated and wasn't that good for points last season. Some other 8mm midfielders are better in my opinion. FPL Harry says Gameweek 3 feels like it could be a key turning point when looking at drafts. There's been a lot of comments on the template. Hayes FC says go with the herd, separate later. Hogmeister says Gameweek 1 is not the time to seek differentials, don't be afraid to go with template picks. Sultan Saeed says stay safe and stick with the pack and not fall behind early doors. FPL Matt says I'm just trying to achieve balance and stability in my Gameweek 1 team. The first couple of game weeks will give us so much info and there will be unexpected transfers I want to make. Therefore in my starting team I'm just trying to pick players I'm confident will do well and not booking any transfers in advance. This means, for example, going for Kane over Haaland because he's a proven FPL asset and avoiding the riskier picks like Neto or Perisic. I also want to ensure my team is structured in a way that I can easily swap to players in common value positions. For example, ensuring that I have an 8mm midfielder and having a decent second striker in case of the any 6 to 8mm forwards starting strong. I'm also keeping 0.5mm on the bank so I have some flexibility for moves. Regarding Kane versus Haaland, FPL John says, while I'm not sure who's the better choice, I'm on Haaland given the quality of the team around him and Bournemouth in Gameweek 2. FPL Aya says I'm leaning towards Haaland over Kane. I don't think there's a need for Kane if I want Haaland for Gameweek 2. Twitty says I'm playing it fairly template. Zinchenko and St Maximin are my only differentials at present. I've got 0.5mm in the bank to allow for Kane to Haaland in Gameweek 2 if I get scared and if prices change. Charlie M says Walker for 2mm less than Cancelo is a steal if Cucurella isn't finalised. Cancelo is a better asset, but not 2mm better. And lastly, Holly Shan says Salah scored in every Gameweek 1 fixture for Liverpool. I hope you enjoyed episode 1 of The Experts, and if you have any feedback, do leave it below. I read all comments, so I always like to hear from you. Hit subscribe for more of these to come every game week all season. Tomorrow I'll be sharing my final Gameweek 1 team as well. See you soon for the next one.